I'm happy to be joined today on Primetime Local News by Ben Barnes. Ben is joining us today all the way from Los Angeles, which, as we were talking about, is normally sunny but looks a little gloomy today. Thanks for speaking with us, Ben.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, Ben, a lot of people will know you from your acting career, Westworld, The Punisher, in the Chronicles of Narnia, but you have now made a bit of a change, and you've released your debut EP. It's called Songs for You. Tell me a little bit about how this all came about. Is this something you've been working on for quite some time?
So it is essentially a dream come true over the last 2 decades. Music was certainly my first passion or my first love. And then slowly the singing element of storytelling got stripped away, and I ended up doing more sort of dramas and film and television. But over that time, I've obviously nurtured my love of music, and I think once the pandemic hit, it just became one of those identity crises where I just figured I will regret not releasing my own songs in my life if I don't do it, and if I don't do it now, when will I? So Songs for You was sort of born out of that, essentially.
So did you write all the songs as well, or did you have some help and a lot of partners in this, or is this kind of just really your baby from start to finish?
So it is really my baby. I did write all the songs, but I obviously had some extraordinary help in the composition and the instrumentation, the production side of things. Jesse Sieberberg and John Alagia, who have both worked with some incredible people over the years, from Herbie Hancock and John Mayer and the Lucas Nelson Band. And so I knew I was in sort of safe hands, getting it towards the kind of sort of 70s nostalgic music that I love so much, which kind of influences it. But it was important for me after 20 years of being, directed and written for and edited, that I make something really from me, something intimate and authentic. And I sent the producers versions of the songs that I played on that piano there, just on voice notes on my phone, and then we built them up gently over a year into what they've become.
So is this something that, is it one and done, or is this now, because it's so much of a passion for you, we see more albums coming in the future?
I hope so. I would love to do covers albums and Christmas albums, and I would love to tour with some songs, and obviously more songs. My lyric notebook is still full of songs that don't have music yet, lonely songs that are unmarried. So I think it will definitely be something that I keep pursuing in between the acting. I'm not going to sort of ditch that just yet. It's something that I love equally, and have nurtured over such a long period of time. So it's definitely not something I'm giving up, but it would definitely love to find space to do more music over the next coming years.
Now, a lot of artists, especially these days, because of the way we download music, a lot of people don't buy full albums. Why did you choose to go the route of releasing a full album instead of just, one song at a time, like a lot of artists do?
I think because I love bodies of work that sort of go together, and that was the way I grew up on sort of albums that sort of went together. Obviously, it's not like a full length album; it's an EP, so it's only 5 songs, which is not something I really found a lot of when I was growing up. But it seemed a sort of more manageable size of project for me at this juncture. I think these songs just felt like they went together, and the point of this for me was to share it with the world and get it out, and sort of release it from my system almost, and sort of to be able to say that I was a musician and a songwriter, and that no one can take that away now, and that I wanted to kind of share something a bit more personal with people who've been so supportive of me over the years. This all started essentially because I started doing covers of songs at my piano on social media, etc., and people were so encouraging and so buoying, from I really love your singing voice, through to like, where's the album? Give us an album. So that fervor was very encouraging, and it sort of just ended up being what it is.
Now, you're obviously used to acting and directing and being in front of people all the time, but is it a little different when you release an album? Is it a little bit more nerve-wracking? You're really kind of putting it out there and it's something different, or was this just very natural for you?
Yeah, it's a very good question. I am sort of used to being in front of people, but there was some hesitancy about, or there was a thought of hesitancy about sharing sort of stories from or feelings from your life. You know, it feels like things that you would really only talk about with your family or closest people. But I think once you realize that the things that help people through situations so often are understanding that they're not by them and they're not alone, and just reminders of hope. And I think that's what sort of the thematic connection of the songs on the EP is, that they're all sort of about hope, really. And so once I sort of accepted that, I wasn't anxious anymore, and I realized the reception will be what it is regardless of what I say about it. So you know, really just doing it for me and for anyone who listens to it and feels like it's for them.
Well, Ben, congratulations, and thank you so much again for speaking with us today. If people are looking to find the album, I guess all the traditional platforms, is that correct?
Yep, it's everywhere. It's on all the DSPs, you know, Apple Music and Spotify and all that. But the link in my bio on Instagram has all the info you could ever hope for, and a lot of info that you are not interested in.
Well, Ben, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much, and good luck. We look forward to hearing more music and seeing you on the screen again as well.
Thank you so much.